Hi, my name is Madison, and I am part of the Pioneer East Bay paper.
Hi, my name is Carrie Gardino, and I'm an East Bay business owner.
Hi, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Well, I wanted to start off today by giving a fact that I found doing research on this topic, which is as a result of the severe theft rates and the lack of consequences for those who commit the crimes, businesses are being found to be leaving California at an unprecedented rate, making it unfeasible for them to continue operating. And the impacts of the criminals are felt by the citizens in California. With businesses closing down, it's limiting the amount of stores for us to do our shopping at, which is going to lead me to my first question, which is, do you feel safe in your community?
Um, Being born and raised here in the East Bay, things have changed dramatically, not for the better. And so to answer that question, no, not really. I like to go out in the evenings or late afternoons by myself because you just never know who is out there and would harm.
Okay, understandable. There's been a dramatic spike in crimes in the last few years. So, um, since you're a local small business owner here in the East Bay, has these crimes affected your business at all? And if
Yeah,
so,
somewhat. The crime is done in the after hours. Industrial area, our cameras are going off too much. And unfortunately, the officers can't do anything. Their hands are tied. They can like scare them away, or our dog will. But it's there's no repercussions anymore for small business owners. You can't even take things into your own hands if someone's stealing from you. You just let them go. So I believe it's a reason why so many businesses are leaving the state of California. We're way too soft on crime.
I agree, definitely. What are your views on Prop 47? And what do you believe the threshold amount should be for stealing?
Well, I believe that ever since they've changed that to a 950 threshold, we've had way more crime. And the fact that they don't hold people, they book them, give them a date, and release them. It's not helping businesses or even the everyday people knowing that someone could commit a crime and then they're out on the streets a couple hours later. I think the threshold should be like $250. I don't think it should be $950.
Okay. Okay. And then with the increased crime rates, not only in the East Bay area, but all of California, what do you foresee happening in the next few years if criminals still aren't receiving any punishment for the crimes that they're committing?
I believe it'll be a mass exodus, not only of the people living here because they will feel unsafe, but businesses too, because there's no protection for a business and it's hard enough to get insurances because of the theft, the crime, people getting hurt. And insurances are actually going out of business too because they can't take that risk because there's nothing to back them up on because those people aren't going to do the time.
That makes sense. I think that with the increased crime rates of what's going on now, it's really showing the residents of not only East Bay but all of California just how dangerous it can be when criminals aren't getting held accountable for their actions. I mean, people are scared to walk down the street taking their dog or their kids on a walk. That people don't want to leave their house if it's dark. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And I was born and raised here. And my family also had a small business. So I come from that background and never had the fear that I have for my kids now. I never had that fear as a child and growing up, all growing up. I never was nervous until probably like the last, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. Things have gotten a little out of hand, and because no one's being held accountable, it's just getting worse. So I have, excuse me, I have kids, and I ask them not to go anywhere alone, that they should double up, because you always need to have somebody with you. You have to have another eye out to watch for you.
Yes, definitely. Last question here. What would you recommend to change in order to make the residents of the East Bay area feel any safer?
I believe that the Fremont PD should be allowed. Actually, all police officers should be allowed to do their job and stop holding their hands or tying their hands and not allowing them to do their job, because it sends a criminal a message that they're going to get away with whatever and they can say whatever they want to the officer, and there's not going to be any repercussions. And as long as they can still do that, why is it going to change? How would it change? I don't see it changing.
I was just gonna say too, I don't see it changing unless a law changes where you're able to be not aggressive is not the word, but be a little bit more hands-on and do something about the crime that's being committed. Um I don't unless something changes, I just think that crime is gonna get much worse.
Yes, police officers should be allowed to enforce the laws. As long as they're not allowed to enforce the laws, it's just gonna run rapid. There's a lot of there's good people out there and there's bad people, and the bad people are taking advantage of it and ruining it for the good people.
100% agree. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.